Hi everybody. Today we will be talking about exponential or scientific notation. Did you know that the Earth's diameter is about 13 million meters? Do you think it's convenient to write all those zeros? Well, exponential or scientific notation is a shorthand way of writing this number without writing all the zeros. To use scientific notation, all you have to do is to make sure that the decimal point is between the first two non-zero numbers. So for example, 13 million. The decimal point is in the very end. You want to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times so that the decimal point is now in between the 1 and the 3. Okay, so you have to remember that the decimal place have to be after the first non-zero numbers, which means these numbers should be between 1 to 9.9. Okay, so now that you have that, it's 1.3 times 10, and you count how many times you moved it. So you moved it 7 times, so you put 7 right there. Okay, so first the rule is that you have to move the decimal after the first non-zero number. The first non-zero number is a 1, so you have to move it after the 1. So change this to scientific notation. You're going to move it between the 7 and the 5. So it will be 7.5 times 10. How many times did you move it? You moved it 7 times. So you put a 7. Okay. Notice, this is a very big number. Okay. You have to consider, if you have that much money in the bank, you are very rich, which means the exponent has to be positive. A positive exponent means that the number is big. Okay, here, again, the rule is to move the number after the first non-zero number. So it's going to be 5.02 times 10. You moved it 3 times, so 1, 2, 3 to the third. And then you consider, is that a big number or a small number? It is a small number. So if you had that money in the bank, you'd be very poor, which means put a negative number here, signifying that it's a number smaller than 1, a small number. Now to change it to conventional form, all you have to do is write the number 1.38, move it 5 times because there's a 5, and since it's positive, that means you want to make this number big. To make it big, you're going to move it to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, which means you have $138,000, or whatever the unit is. Okay? This number has a negative number, which means the number will be small. So it'll be 8.41. You move it over to the left to make it a smaller number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put a decimal right there. 0.00000. And that's the number. Now, if you wanted to do things in your head, you can, you have to remember that when you multiply exponents, when you multiply numbers with exponents, you have to add the exponents. So to get this answer, it'll be 2 plus 3, which is x to the 5th. So which means x to the 2nd times x cubed is equal to x to the 5th. So to change this to the correct form of scientific notation, obviously the number has to be after the first non-zero number. So it has to be there. Okay? So what you have to do is you have to move it there. 5.823 times 10. How many times did you move it? You moved it twice. Now, is this number a big number or a small number? $582 is a big number, so leave it positive. Then you put this in, times 10 to the 6. So this will be 5.823 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, now please pause the video and tell me how you do this problem right here. Try to do the next two boxes. Okay, so I hope that you added the exponent x to the negative 5. Negative 2 plus negative 3 is negative 5. So this number, try to ignore the 10 to the negative fourth for now. You have to move the decimal point between the 4 and the 3. So it'll be 4.3. 4.3 times 10. How many times did you move it to get there? You moved it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Is this number small or big? It is a small number, which means put a negative sign right there. Okay, and then put this in. So times 10 to the negative 4 equals 4.3 times 10 to the negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 7. All right, next, when you're plugging in these numbers, the scientific notation in the calculator, you have to plug it in this way. This is 1.38 times 10 to the negative 5 is the same as 1.38 e, uppercase E, and a negative 5. To plug it in, you type in 1, 1. You type in 0.38. Okay, oops. Okay, now to type in the times 10, you're going to go over here and in your calculator type the EE. It's supposed to be uppercase E, but you know, they wrote lowercase e. Pretend it's an uppercase E, that means times 10. Then you're going to put a negative. Make sure that you use this negative. This negative means minus. This is a negative sign, and then 5. And that's how you type it in. Equals 1.38 times 10 to the negative 5. If you want to do a problem like this, all you have to type that in the calculator is you type in, so let me clear this. You type in 7.5, 7.5 times 10 to the negative 5 times 4.2 times 10 to the negative 5 equals, and the answer is, the way you write it is 3.1 uppercase E, big negative, and a big 9. This is another way of writing 3.1 times 10 to this superscript negative 9 power.